Hello and welcome to the edition of Scott Nagel's Tennis Tips. I am Scott Nagel, bringing you a tip today from Reykjavik, Iceland. Today's doubles tip will be covering teamwork and communication between you and your doubles partner. It's very important to stay positive and give your partner a lot of encouragement. You want them to play with confidence and go for their shots. An example which you might not want to say when they miss is, "Can't believe you missed that." You want to say, "Nice try," keep going for that type of stuff. That's what we need to play. To foster a strong sense of teamwork, you want to walk with your partner during changeovers. Make sure that you're sitting down between games, discussing strategy and tactics of your doubles game plan. Throughout the match, you'll have a fairly consistent conversation with your partner about the tactics and strategies that you'll use. You'll also want to identify which of your opponents is playing a little bit better, which player has a particular weakness, a particular strength that you want to avoid. You might discuss things right before a point begins, such as where to serve, where to hit your return, when to poach. All these things are great to discuss with your partner throughout the entire match. As a team, you can also decide who might be serving well, who might be returning well on a particular side, and make some adjustments at the end of the set. So if you're not returning particularly well, or a server is giving you a lot of trouble on one side or the other, you can make that adjustment as well at the end of the set. And you want to discuss a lot about your opponents. You want to find out who's playing well, who's not playing well, which strengths they have and which weaknesses they have that you can exploit. You can also decide with your partner which player is going to serve first in each set. If you're not serving well, you can opt to have your partner change the order of the serve, and so they can begin serving the second set. Make sure to keep your conversations with your partner positive and constructive. You'll have more in-depth conversation between games, but you also want to have discussions between points.
Doubles pair, get ahead, it's very difficult to claw back.
You want to take particular care that you don't distract your partner too closely before the point begins and to break their concentration. It's also good to note with your partner how the receiving team handles both your serve and your partner's serve and handles both of you at the net. For example, if you have a strong server and a weak player at the net, that may be more advantageous. However, if you have the weaker server but a really strong net player, that may give the opponents a little bit more trouble. Or the stronger server might do better even with a weaker partner at the net. Deciding which partner serves first in each set can have a significant impact on how your match goes. Often players will choose the best server to serve first. However, you don't want to overlook which player might be stronger at the net. Sometimes an opponent will struggle with a very aggressive net player and less with a strong server. So if one of you is particularly strong at the net, that may be a good combination to start with, and the weaker server is serving first. Other things to consider in who serves first is where the sun is and who may have to deal with the sun throughout the entire match. Sometimes you want to put the stronger server serving into the sun. However, that may weaken their serve and they may get broken. You might opt to have the weaker server or the server who's more likely to lose serve into the sun and give the advantage of the shadier side to the more aggressive, more dominant server on your team. It's also important to note the type of returns you're having. If the stronger server is getting more lobs, then you might have them serve on the shady side so that the overhead smash can also be hit without the sun interference.
It's a fabulous point. I don't know whether the ball is going to go wide.
Whenever possible, you want to spend time with your partner off court to build up a rapport. You can discuss your strengths and weaknesses as a team, learn how to use your strengths, and protect your weaknesses. If you're on a team and you have to play challenge matches, you can discuss your opponents and how you might strategize against them. You can also discuss your own team's strengths and weaknesses, how to use your strengths, and how to protect your weaknesses. There's an endless number of topics we could cover on doubles communication and different ways to improve your doubles. So look for more information coming at Scott Nagel Tennis shortly. Today I'll conclude with some ideas of how you might train with your doubles partner. When training with your doubles partner, you want to make sure you do a lot of cross-court serve and return drills. You want to work on as many formations and situations as possible. For example, train both add and deuce court cross-court points. Do cross-court drills where both the server and the receiver stay back on the baseline. Also train down-the-line drills with both players back. Train your volley to baseline cross-court and volley to baseline down the line. Work on passing shots down the line with your partner. Practice drills where the receiver attacks the net aggressively, and then reverse that where the server is one who attacks the net aggressively. It's a good idea to have you both stay back at times, and to have one of you come in, and to have both players come in. Get the whole sequence on both the deuce court and the ad court. Work together on ways to improve your weaknesses and capitalize on your strengths by discussing them and working on them together in practice. You want to make sure you set up match situations. This might be easiest to do with other teammates or pro. An example of a match situation might be working on a returner who simply lobs all the returns and how you might handle that. Playing against a team that plays in the I formation or Australian doubles. And playing against teams that both players stay back. When one player stays back. When both players attack the net. Finally, you also want to work on your doubles poaching skills. Discuss with your partner the signals for poaching, for fake poaching, and the situations in which you might want to poach during a match. Stay tuned for more tips from Scott Nagel Tennis, and we'll see you on the courts.